Hi team. So we'll just wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start the session so that others can join. Hi team. So I think we can go and start the session. Meantime, if others are available, they can join the session. So let me share my screen. We'll see the continuation from yesterday. So yesterday, right, what we have done, right, we have created our calculator application, right? So let me go and show you that again quickly. So we have created this calculator application, right? But in this one, right, if you go and see, right, what we have done, right, we have just hard coded that thing, right? That okay, which operation it will do, right? So as of now, right, what it is doing, if you see, right, we are doing one operation, right? Add operation only, right? But this operation will allow us to create multiple, right? Like it has that add, subtract, multiply, and divide, right? All four operations it is available, right? But in our case, right, what we have done, right, we have just written one logic, right? Now suppose in case if we have to put all the logic, right, how we can go and put, right? That okay, based on something, right, we need to decide, and then this activity needs to happen, right? So how we can go and achieve that one, right? For that one, right, like what we do, right, in like we can modify this logic little bit, and then in that way, right, we can achieve that okay with the help of one integration, right? Suppose if I will use this logic, right, and then I have to create one more, right, for the division, right? What I have to do, right, I need to create a separate integration, right? So one integration I have to create for all, right? But that is not the correct solution, right? So how we can go and put this into that okay, we can write some logic here, and based on that one, right, it will decide that okay, which operation we needs to do, right? So like if we can put here like some if else logic or switch condition, right? So if else condition, right, that okay, if this is the one, then we have to do this one, right? So based on that one, right, now we'll see that okay, how we can go and put the if scenarios here, right? If else conditions. Let me just give 1 second. Yeah. So what I will do, right, we'll go and create a one more integration, and in that one, right, we'll go and see how we can do, right? So in those if else conditions, right, in OIC we used to call as a switch action, right? So let us go and see how we can do that one. So we'll see application switch. What switching action we'll use, right? Or let me put switch action, and this we go and we'll put into our package P21, and we can say create, right? So this is our one, right? So first for starting point, right, what we have to do, right, we have to use our REST trigger connection only. So we'll use the REST trigger connection, and we can say what it is, right? So we can say this is our start, right? And we can say continue, and what we do right here, we are doing that calculate, right? So for example, we can write slash calculator, right? And then what it needs to do, right, it needs that input payload and output payload, right? So we can say here that okay, we need the post method, and in post method, right, what we do, right, we will define the request payload and response payload will define, and we can say continue. Now what is the next one, right? We need right here, we need to define the JSON here, right? So we can come here, and here, right, what is the thing, right, we need to do, right? So we know, right, we need to have two numbers, right? So what we do, right, here we can say number one, then here we can say number two. If you see, right, if it is a number field, right, or number type, right, if you don't want to put the single quotes, right, we can do that one, right? Because number we can go and put without the double quotes. If it is a character we wanted to put it, so then only we need to put into the double quotes. Now what I will do, right, we can say continue. We can say continue, and then we can go and make here output. So we can say output, and this will have some number, right? So we can say this is also will have number, and for example, we wanted to put some message also, right? So we can put some message also, and we can say success, right? So this is what we can define. We can say continue, continue, So our start point got created, right? Now we can do the finish. We can go and change the layout. We can go and do the save, right? So this much we are able to do, right? Now what is the next thing which we need, right? We wanted to do the calculator right here. So we know, right, what we need to do, right? We need to call that SOAP connection of the calculator, right? So this is our SOAP connection of the calculator. So we can come here and we can go and put here the logic, right? So for example, right, this is for the add logic we are doing, right? So we can say add cal, right? We can say continue. Then what operation we need to put, right? So we can say calculator SOAP. Then we can say add operation we wanted to do, and we can say continue and finish, right? So we are able to do, right? So this much is like what we have done in the last session, right? So same thing we have created again, right? Now if I have to do the subtraction, right, what we need to do, right? We have to come here and we have to modify this logic, right? That okay, this we need to go and put here, right? Instead of add, we need to put the subtract, right? But we cannot go and pass this value as a dynamic, right? If suppose we can pass this value as a dynamic, right, then we can go and achieve that one, right? That okay, with the help of code like some parameter or something, right, we can go and put this one, right? But this is like one time selection because this in the configuration, right? Only one time we can go and put, right? So it means we cannot go and do anything for this one, right? Let us come into the mapper and we can see, do we have any parameter here which we can go and pass? So if you see right here in the connectivity properties, if you see right, we will just add SOAP action endpoint, right? So here also we don't have, and in this also, right, in the body, if you see right, here also what we have, right, we just have the parameter, right? So nowhere we have that, okay, like operation name or something, right? So it means we cannot go and achieve here, right, with the help of this one, right? Then what is the next thing what we can do, right? So this is a mapping what we need to do, right? So we can go and do this mapping at first. Number one will go into the integer a, and number two will go into the integer b, right? So this is that mapping what we are able to do, right? Now let us just see whether it is a valid or not. So it is a valid, right? Now we can come back. Now how we can go and achieve here, right? That okay, in case, right, with the same integration, right, we wanted to achieve all four operations, right? So one way is like if we can call this, right, again, right? If again I will call here, right? So for example, right, after this one, right? So here we have done that add, and after this one, right, what I will do, right? We can go and call the SOAP connection again, calculator one, and here we can say subtract calc. We can say continue. And this time, right, what we'll do, right? Instead of add, we will use the subtract, and we can say continue and finish. We can go and do the save. Now what is happening, right? We have started. First it will do the addition, then it will do the subtraction. Then like same way we can put, right? But that is not the correct, right? Suppose if so in this one, right, what will happen? It is a sequential, right? First it will do the addition of those number, right? Then it will go and do the subtraction of this number, right? Then it will do, right? So when we need all at a time, right? That time, okay, this is okay, right? But normally, right, we don't need all in one case, right? Normally we will pass or we'll just either we need addition, subtraction, right? So that kind of thing we need, right? So how we can go and put that one right here? Because this is a sequential, right? So first it will do the first step, this one, then it will go to the step two, and it will do the subtraction, right? So that is not like what we wanted to achieve, right? Then what we do, right? Can we handle this as a conditional, right? That okay, either only this logic should execute. If something based on that one, then only this logic should execute, right? If we can make something conditional, right? Then I think we can go and achieve this one, right? So how we can go do that one, right? So before doing this activity, right, here we can go and put that conditional, right? We can go and put the conditions, right? And for that condition, right, what we do, right? In our starting point, right, we can add one more parameter. So we can come to here, and what we do, right, we can go and add one more parameter into the request, right? Along with the number, right? Let us know the which operation also you wanted to do it. So here we can say operation, right? And what operation it will be, right? So here the value should be add subtract, multiply, or divide, right? So one of these values, right, we will pass from this one, right? So we have added as a placeholder that okay, in this operation we need these values, right? So we can say continue and continue and continue, finish. So we can go and do the save, right? So what we are doing, right? We told that okay, here we will have the operation only also, right? Now based on operation, right, we can write some if else conditions, right? So how we can go and add that if else condition, right? Before to that one, I think yeah, we have one error. Yeah, primary identifier. So we can go and define that primary identifier first. So operation we can go and use as a business identifier, and then which number side. So number one we can use the second, number two we can use the third parameter, right? So this time, right, what we have done, right, we have used all the parameters, right, as a business identifier. So we have three, up to three we can do, right? So all three we have used. So this is what we have done, right? Now here we can go and put some logic, right? So how we can go and put it? So if you come to the actions, right? In the actions, if you see, right, in the logic, right, we have something, right? So if you see, right, here we have the loop also, right? So suppose if you wanted to do something looping, right? So we can go and do that also. If we have wanted to execute some parallel, right? It means some two activities we have wanted to execute at the same time, right? So we can use a parallel. Then scope is like kind of subflow we have, right? So this is a subflow. Then this is a switch activity, right? So this switch is nothing but that if else condition only, right? So this is what we have to use, and then while loop, right? So that like this is a for loop, we have while loop, right? So here we have that logical thing, right? So whatever in the programming language you can get, right? Each and everything is available here, right? By one or the another activity, right? So we wanted to use a switch, right? So what we do, right? We can come and drag and drop here. So that is a one way, right? We can go and drag and drop here, right? So this is the one way. Otherwise, what we do, right? Let me just go and delete this one here. You can just click into this plus button and this search will come, and here, right, we can go and click into switch, like we can search for the switch, right? So switch will come. So this is our switch condition, right? Now here we have to tell the condition, right? That okay, what condition it will be, right? That okay, when it will be, right? First condition. So what we do, right? First we can say that okay, on base of that operation, right, we will do, right? So we can say the parameter, right? Operation is equal to, right? So we are putting operation name, right? Now what operator will do, right? We can use equal to, right? And what value we need to put right here? We can say add, right? So when the operation value is add, right? We can put into this. Okay, got cleared. Add, right? So this is the value we wanted to do, right? So we can save. So what happened, right? In the switch, right, we have told that activity, right, when it needs to go, right? When we told when operation is equal to add, right? So that time in this it will go, right? Now what we do, right? This is that logic, right? We wanted to put into this one, right? So what we do, right? Can we go and put this both the logics here, right? Yes. So one is like we can delete this one, we can recreate here, right? Or in the OIC, right, we have that thing. We can move also, right? So what we do, right? We can say cut from here, and then we can come here and we can do the paste, right? So what will happen, right? It will come back here. So if you see that got moved from here to here, right? So that is a one way, right? Now here we was having two activities, right? What I will do, right? I will just go discard, come back again. Right? So this both the things we wanted to put, right? So here we have this one, right? We can do this selection, then we can come here. I think multiple selection was available. Okay, we'll do one by one as of now. So we can cut from here. Cancel cut. I think one by one only we can do. Let I will check and let you know like if multiple is still available or not. So we can come here, we can do the paste here. So this we are able to move, right? Now we need to go and move this also, right? We can say cut and paste here. Now we can do the save. Now what will happen, right? If we pass in that operation, right? Subtract, for example, right? What will happen, right? This loop is not going to be executed, right? This is going to be executed only if we do the addition, like something else, right? So for example, right? Let me go delete these two things as of now. We'll recreate this one. First, we wanted to test it out, right? Like how it is working. Right? So if you see, right, this is same integration what we did in the last, same only what we have done, right? We have put the if else condition, right? We can put the switch condition here, right? So switch is nothing but like if only, right? Now what will happen, right? We need to put that output right here. Now if you notice one thing, right? Whatever that output, if you see, right, here we don't have, right? So it means like the output from this one, right? It will not come here, right? Why? Because this is kind of a one block, right? So now whatever the parameter now, whatever will be have in this one, right? That will go and stay into this only. We cannot go and access that outside, right? So that is what we have, right? So what we do, right? We can go and move this also. If you see, right, when it was outside, right, we are not able to do, right? So now what we do, right? We can cut this also and we can put inside this one here, paste, right? Now if I will come to this mapper, right? See, now we are able to see the response, right? So we can say add response. So add result, we need to go and map, right? So we can come here, add result, we can go map with the output and the message, right? We can hard code that, okay? Create node. And here we can say addition completed successfully, right? We can go validate. Now we can validate this one. So it is validated, right? Now we can come back and we can do the save. Right? So this is what we are able to do, right? Now let us go and test it out whether it is working or not, right? Save it. And we can do the refresh. It got activated. Now we can go and run this one. So we can come to the body. So in this one, right, what we have, right, we are number one, number two, and operations we are, right. So we wanted to give the value from this one, right? So we can say we'll pass the value, add here, right? And now we can go and click into the run. See the output, right? We are getting output is equal to 3. Message we are getting addition completed successfully, right? If you go to the diagram, right? So what is happened, right? If you see, right, it is started, it went inside this loop, right? It went inside into this condition, right? So if you see message entered switch. So what was the condition, right? Through this condition it got entered, right? Operation is equal to add, right? Now what we do, right? We can go and use another value, right? instead of add, right, we'll use another value, add subtract. Right? Now what will happen, right? Let us go and see. First of all, right, are we expecting any value here, or will it throw any error? Anyone? Will it give output, or it will give nothing, or it will throw error? What do you think? Okay, let us see. We can click into the run. If you see, it got completed 200, okay, right? But what is happened? There is no output, right? Let it complete and we'll see. So nothing got completed. Message entered and message exited, right? There is no conditional happen, right? So we can come here. So if you see right here in the flow, what happened? It got started. It is not went inside this logic, right? Why? Because the operation value, right? Operation value is not matching, right? Because our operation value was add, right? And this time, right, what we pass, right? We pass the subtract, right? So what will happen, right? This logic will not execute, right? So it means like we are able to achieve that, okay? That, okay, addition should work only in the case of addition, right? Now what we do, right? We can come back. Now we know, right, like we can achieve that one, right? So, but how? That's the thing, right? Now we can deactivate this one, right? So this is what we have, right? Now what will happen, right? We need to create here one more like this kind of block, and in that one, right, we will do the subtract, right? Then we will write one more, in that one we'll do the division, then we'll go and do one more, and in that one, right, we'll write the delete, right? So if you want, you can do that, right? That multiple if condition, right, we can go and write. But in case if you want, right, in this only, right, we can write that one more condition, right? Because in the if, right, we know, right, we can write if condition, then we can write one more else if condition, right, within that one, right? So like that one, right, we can go and add, right? So how we can go and add into this one, right, one more condition. So we can come here, and if you see, right, this is what we have, right? Add. So it means like we can go and add one more condition. So if you see, two things are coming here, right? One is a equal to condition and one is not equal to condition, right? So this is like in the current scenario, if you see, right, uh, like when we pass subtract, right, what was happening, right? Nothing was happening, right? So if you need that last block, like else condition, right? In if else, right, what we have if, then else if, then else if, then one generic like else condition will have, that will go and execute, right? Like the one which we just got, right, that blank message we are getting, right? So what we do, right, we can put one otherwise condition, right, or always condition, right? So that, okay, in that one, right, we can pass a message, right? So first we can write this otherwise condition. So if you see, right, what will happen, right, our this switch logic got changed, right? So in this one, right, this is a route one, in that one, right, operation is equal to add, right? And this is that otherwise logic, right? So from this one, right, what we do, right, instead of showing the blank message, right, what we need, right, we need to have the message that, okay, please enter valid value out of these value, right? So there's something like that one we wanted to display, right? So what we can do right here, so we need that output, right, output mapper, right? So we can come here and we need to define the mapper again, right? Because this mapper, right, is there only for this one, right, for this flow. So in this one, right, we need the mapper again for the start, right? So if you see, this is the mapper for the start. So we can say create, and in this one, right, what we do, right, we know this is the one when the value will fail, right? So what we do, right, here we can write one custom message. Please enter valid value as add, subtract, multiply, or divide, right? So this is a custom message we wanted to show, right? And this output, what, right, what it will be, it should go and display 0, right? Because we don't have any value, so we can say it will display the 0. validate. Now we can come back. Now what will happen, right? In any scenario, right? If this condition will not match, right? It will come always into this one, right? Because here we have not put any conditional, right? So this is the like else block. Now we can go and save. And we can do the activate again and let us test the same scenario again. So we'll see for the add. We can come here. So if we say for add, we are getting that output correctly, right? Let it complete. Now we can go to the diagram and we can see how that flow is happening, right? So if you see in the flow, right, what is happening? We are coming here, then it is going into this logic, right? And in else, right, it is not going, right? So it means that that is correct, right? Now let us come here again and we'll see for the subtract, right, how it will go and behave. So if you see, right, this time, right, it will show some output, right? Please enter valid value, right? And if we come here, if you see, right, previously, right, what was happening? It was coming here and directly it was going here, right? No activity it was doing, right? But now what will happen, right? It will go into this scenario. If these if conditions are matching, right, it will go and do the that if conditions. If none of the condition will match, right, so this will always it will go into this one, right? Because this is not equal to, right? It means this will kind of like the generic else block, right? So if no values will match in this one, at least it will go, right? So that is how we can go and put, right? Now we know, right? Okay, two things we are able to achieve, right? We are able to do only in case of add, and we are able to put in the generic else logic, right? But if you wanted to do the subtract, right, how we can do, right? Because that is a one more if condition, right? So let us go and we'll modify this one more. Right, so this is what we have, right? Now what we do, right, in this one, right, we wanted to put one more this kind of block, right? So that okay, that will work, right? How we can do, we can come back again here, and if you see, right, we have this add option, right? So now we have added this otherwise condition, right? So that will not come because only one otherwise condition we can go and add. Now we can just do the add. So what this will do, right, if you see, it has added one more out condition, right? So what we do, right, we can come here and we can say again operation, and it will go and check that equal to condition, and here, right, we can say subtract, right? Subtract. We can go and do the save. If you see, right, we are able to do this one, right? So either this condition will execute. So this is if condition, then this is else if condition, and then this is the else condition. If I will do minimize little bit, right? So you will able to see the whole flow, right? Or let me minimize little bit more. Yeah. So if you see, right, the whole flow, right? If condition, else if condition, and then the generic else condition. Now we need to do the same activity here also, right? Inside this one. So let me. So we can come here. We can write that operation again, calculator operation. And this time, right, what we'll do, right, we'll go and use a subtract. So we can call this as a subtract cal, continue, calculator slope. We can add the subtract operation and we can say continue and finish. So we are able to do this one. We can go and do the save. Now what is the next thing which we need to do, right? We can go and map here the parameters. So number one, we can go and map here. Then number two, we can go and map here, right? So we are able to do, we can do the validation. So it is got validated. Now we can come back again and we can do the save, right? So we are able to do this one, right? Now we need that output again, right? From this also. So what we do, we can come here and we can create the mapper again for this one. So start mapper. Now we can say create. Now we can come here and what we'll do, right? The mapping object, right? So our output will contain into this one, subtract response. So we can go and map that output here. And in the message, right, we can write the custom message that okay, subtraction completed successfully. Right? Now we can go and save this one. Validate. So validation successful. Now let us come back and we'll do the save. Right? So it is ready, right? Now let us go and test it out that okay, how it will work. So we can say activate again. Activate and refresh. Now let us go and run this one. Right? This time, right, we wanted to do the subtraction, right? But let us go and first do the addition only. So we can say add. So it is coming 3, right? And we can come here. And if you see it, what is happening, right? Only one flow it is executing, right? Right? If you see right here, what is happening, right? Only one flow, right? It is executing. What is happening, right? Only first if condition. It is not going to the else if condition and it is not going to the otherwise condition else, right? So that is how we are able to do, right? Only one conditional flow it is going. Now let us go and try with the subtract. So we'll get -1. Refresh. And now let us come here. So in this scenario, if you see it, the first logic will not work, right? Addition will not work, right? Where it will go? It will go into the else if block of the subtract, right? Then it will not go to the otherwise also, right? So this is how right we can go and make that okay based on condition, right? Based on something, right? Only one logic it should go, right? Because when we work on the real integrations and all right, so there also right this kind of scenarios it can come, right? That okay, if this is a value, then this activity should do. If this is a value, then this activity should do, right? So like that one, right? We can go and do, right? So that is how this is how we can go and use the switch operations, right? Now we'll come back again and we can quickly add the two more also, right? Because we have 4 operations, right? So we can just deactivate. And what we do, right? We can go and write two more add conditions, right? So we can say add and this will be there for the multiply. So we can say multiply. We can do the save. We can go and call the calculator. Continue. What operation? Multiply. Continue and finish. Now we can do the mapping for this one. So number 1 and number 2. Validate. Now we can come back again and we can go into the save, right? We need the mapper here. So we can go and put the mapper and we can say create. So the response will contain that output. And here, right, we can go and give the custom message. Now we can go and validate. And save. Right? So if you see that, we are able to do the next activity also, right? Now the last one which is pending, right? Which is a delete. Now if you see it, this is taking too much space and all, right? So we have to just drag and drop, right? So if you want, right, what we do, right, we can just, if you see it, this is a option arrow mark, right? So if you click into this one, right, what will do, right, it will go and collapse. If you click into this one, right, it will go and collapse and we will get more space. So see, now we have the more space, right? Suppose you wanted to completely this one also, so you can go and expand, right? Now when you need to see, right, you can just expand that one. You can go and see that logic, right? Which logic we need to do, right? So that is how we can go and do, right? Now in this one, right, everything will come in the picture, right? And whichever logic we need to see, right, we can go and specifically go to that one, right? So that minimize, expand and collapse, right, you can go and do with the help of this one, right? Now we need to add one more condition, right? So we can come here and we can write the fourth condition, which is the for the divide. So we can say operation is equal to divide. And we can do the same. We want it to into this one calculator. We can say divide calculator. And divide activity and finish. We can do the mapping for this one. Integer and integer 2. Validate. So now we can come back again and we can do the save. We need that output also, right? So we can go and do the mapper object here and create. So in the divide response, right, the output will be there. We can go and map that here and message we can say that okay, division completed successfully. Validate. So this is working fine, right? Now we can come back here and we can do the save, right? So now what will happen, right? We are able to add all four conditions, right? Now let us go and activate and we can just quickly test that okay, whether all four conditions are working or not. We can go to the run. So first we can try that add. The addition is working fine, right? We can go and check the flow also. So if you see it, where it is going, right? It is going into this one, right? So if you see it, we have saved the with the collapse mode, right? So here also it will come in the collapse mode only. So the way we have saved, right, it will come back like this only. So we can go and expand here to see the flow. So it means like in the case of addition, right? This is the flow which is working, right? So that is correct. It is not going to into any other logic. So come back here. We'll go and test the second value. Subtract. So -1 it is coming. Let it generate. So if you see it, this time it is going into the second condition, right? Subtract. You can go and check that, okay, what is happening, right? So in the second condition is it is going. Now we'll go and see the third value. Multiply and run again. So 2 it is coming. Multiply completed successfully. We can come back here. So this time if you see, right, what is happening, right? It is going into the third logic, right? It is going into this third multiply logic. So it means this is also working fine, right? Now let us go and see the last value, which is the divide. Run. So it is coming into 0, right? So it is not you giving the points. So we can try with 2 and 4. We can try other way around. 4 divided by 2. So 2 we are getting, right? So it means we are getting the value correctly, right? We can come to here. So it is going into the fourth block, right? It is going into this condition, right? It means this is also working fine, right? So it means like all the calculator things, right, we are able to achieve when we give anything, right, other than this one. So it will go into the otherwise logic, right? If we give divide 1, 2, 3, we can click into run. So what will happen, right? It will go into the please enter valid value, right? So it means like it is handling all the scenarios right here. So with this one, right, we are able to achieve with the one integration, right, all the calculator logics, right? We can go to the track instances. And in this case, right, if you see, we have defined the business identifier, right, operation, and the numbers we have defined as a secondary and third, right? So if you see it from here, we can see what operation we are doing and what was the numbers, right? So we are able to see this one, right? So this is how you can go and see the secondary and second and the third tracking variable. So primary will come here, right? The first parameter. Second and third, it will come here. So we have only 3, right? So those 3 we can go and show here. So with this one, right, we have completed our calculator. If anyone has any questions, we can go and take those questions. Else we'll wrap up today here only as we are at the logical point. In the next class, right, we'll go and modify this calculator only a little bit, right? Because this will, right, there will be some scenarios where it will go and fail, right? How we can go and achieve those things, right? So we'll see those things in the next session. So as of now, right, this integration got completed. Like it looks like uh, professional, like kind of like real world application, which will have like all the requirement kind of thing, right? But can we modify this more, right? So we'll see in the next session, right? That okay, what all the best practices we can go and put into this one, so that okay, if in future, if anything will happen, right, how we can go and deal with those changes and all. So if anyone has any questions till now, we can go and take those questions. Anyone, any questions? Okay. So if no question, then I think we can go and wrap up the session here only. Regarding tomorrow, so are you guys are available tomorrow? Let me ask you
I
another.
may not, Prashant. I may not.
Okay, you are not available, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no issues. Then we'll have the class on Monday only. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And
Yeah,
please do
Pratham,
the
please
hands-on.
share the Wisdel those details.
Yeah, Wisdom I will share. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for reminding
Thank
me. I will share. Any other questions, anyone?
I think one we have uploaded and one is direct link, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, both please upload.
Yeah, yeah, I will put both in the group.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.